Hello and welcome to Clarity TV. My name's Barbara Gray and this
My
is
name's Paul Church.
Paul Church. Good afternoon. It's 2 o'clock and we're set for another hour of lovely artwork here to keep you company. So while we let our friends find us, Paul, how about we just do a bit of housekeeping? Do you fancy trying that, Paul?
Absolutely. Yeah, so we're doing our dual broadcast, aren't we? And Barb's back at Tinker's Farm above the garage,
I am.
and I am here at Clarity Towers. This is weird because I can't see the screen.
And I can't see the screen either when I stare at that wall, but I know you're there, Paul.
I might be. And the lovely Grace, all the way over in New York, is in the room. So if any of our friends have got any questions, there we go. All is great from Gracie. Had the all
Good.
clear from Grace.
The sound is good, Grace. Yeah, and feel free to text me too, darling.
Yeah, I think she's done it in that little group one that we have together. So
All right, marvelous.
there we go.
Okay, so well, this morning was really fun in the shack. We had a look at some beautiful cards that our friends have been sending to myself and to Dave. Really lovely, weren't they?
It was, and it was interesting to see the different types, from the stamping, the stencils, the dies, all of it. Everything, sort of all things Clarity, wasn't it?
Yeah, really lovely. And then it was great to take a look at the U for umbrella and put a little spin on that as well. That was interesting, wasn't it?
That was clever with the infusion papers and adding a little bit of acrylic paint to it.
A little bit of paint makes all the difference, and because of that red paint, it just makes it so Japanese with the turquoise. Yeah, it was really nice. And so we'll carry on along that theme on Thursday evening. But today we're back on Japan because it's Japan month here. For the whole month of March, we're in Japan, quasi.
Absolutely. And what a cheap way to travel.
I know. In fact, we're giving it away. Paul, what's the discount code?
Okay, so if we have a look on the overhead, so currently for the whole of March, if you pop anything into your basket, when you get to checkout, if you use the code Japan10, then you'll receive 10% off all orders. Now, if you're in any of our clubs, it takes the club discount off first, and then pop that into where it says discount code Japan10, and it will take a further 10% off as well. And you can use this as many times as you like. So we're only on the 17th of March. So we've got a few more weeks to go. And many of you have already taken advantage of that because I've seen the orders coming in. And on top of that, up until midnight tonight, we've got a fantastic gift to you from Barbara on her birthday, which was celebrated last Thursday. If you spend £50 or more, then you will automatically receive, after all the discounts, so if you've got your club discount, you've got Japan 10 in, as long as your basket exceeds £50, you will get a beautiful gift from Barbara, and that will be put into your order when we pick and pack it for you.
So let me kind of expound on that one a little bit, because I was showing Paul, I was showing off actually, because I'm at home, I'm working from home because of course Dave's he's had a knee surgery, therefore I'm sticking close to base and making sure that my husband's fine. I've been tidying up, I've had a chance to do stuff, you know, that normally I don't. And so I actually let me show you the postcards. You'll be impressed, prepared to be impressed.
I was impressed.
Right, you ready? If you go here, look at check it out. So I put one of the little tags on the side and put a little stamp on it. So now I know exactly what's in here. So when I open this up, for example, let me show you. I've got my landscapes, which are available. If you don't want to spend 50 quid, you could just buy them. And the code is 31775, right, Paul?
It is indeed. So £9.99 plus your club discount and your Japan 10.
But what I was saying was these were the cards that I did demonstrated on Friday when I was doing, well, you were in Hobby Maker.
Yes,
I was
you got
doing
carried
these.
away, didn't you, for 2 hours?
Yeah, I did 2 hours. I know. But that was because I was so excited. You see here, what this is it's like the blank, that's what's in here, is blank tags, which are just beautiful, and blank postcards. So you get your actual blanks, and then all you have to do is decorate them. They're really beautiful, and you
They're
get loads
instant
of them.
artwork, aren't they? I
Yeah.
mean, because some of our friends at home, I mean, I wouldn't have all the necessary colors to create all those beautiful backgrounds. But if I'm looking for a quick and easy card, then these are perfect.
And the thing about the slow down boxes, like you were saying, Marianne, she must have so many of these.
I think she's got half of our stock.
Yeah, Marianne Costello, isn't she?
Yeah.
But look, I just wanted to show you the little baby ones. See, I think these are great for storage. And so this, for example, was what I used to make this little card, right? These
That's
are the little
lovely.
toppers, which are so good. The little tags, we've got toppers and tags. So you get I think you get 14 of these and 14 of those in the pack.
That's correct. Yeah.
And if you do decide to spend £50 after all your discounts, then we'll pop that up until midnight tonight. I think you get that as a gift anyway, don't you?
It is indeed, yeah. And what a gift, because it's one of those gifts that just keeps on giving, isn't it?
Well, and then the other thing I wanted to show you right now, I'm on a roll. Okay, so that's me. Hang on, I need to take that out because I need that in a minute. So that's my first slow down box. You ready?
Yeah.
And on Friday, I was doing the potted plants with the.
Oh yes.
So the potted plants are in a slow down box as well now. La la la. Right, they fit in there like a charm. And then I thought, while I was on a roll, I've got one for the reeds.
Oh, the Build a Reef collection, yes, because we gave away one of those slowdown boxes in that collection, didn't we, when we launched that?
So I see these coming through again and again, and they come with the. Do you remember when we launched those?
That's
and they sit in there,
I remember those.
Yeah. Will we ever forget them? Well done, Dave.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So they are. I've got more than 4 now, but I thought this was really nice.
It is. That's lovely, isn't it? Just on your bookshelf, and you've got those lovely bookcases behind you.
Yeah.
So that's perfect, isn't it?
There you go. So
I'm sure Gracie could pop a link up to the slowdown boxes.
Nice,
that'd be great. Yeah.
Nice. So there you go. I just wanted to show that, just in case I had to jump to one of those. I thought I'd show how I'm storing my work now. I've got folders behind me, behind the door, but the newest things I'm putting on a shelf right inside, right up here. Look, there's a gap.
I think it's nice because you've used the actual artwork as well to do your indexing on the box.
It's straight away, it's instant. You know exactly which collection you're looking at, Paul.
Yeah, really, really good. And maybe our friends, if they're going to indulge in some of the products we've got to show them this afternoon, that would be a perfect way of storing those as well.
It's lovely. It's a very easy way to do it.
It is, yeah, because it's in there, isn't it? And then if maybe you've started a piece of artwork and you haven't finished it, then it's perfect to pop it in there. Yeah.
There you are. Yeah, and then they look neat. They look neat on the shelf as well. So yeah. Anyway, what are we doing today then, Mr. Chuck?
Okay, so this is the Shack Floral Panels collection. All doodled in the shack. And there's 6 different designs in the collection. So what I will do is, if I bring up the pack shot I've only displayed one, and this is the Snowdrop collection. So if I just bring that up on the screen, there we go. And then we have a look there, and I shall change the L. So this is Barbara's Shack, wrong one, Tulip, there we go, hang on, Snowdrops.
There we are.
This is Barbara Shack's Snowdrop Floral Panel Stamp, Mask and Stencil Trio.
So let me say something here, right? So what we've got in a nutshell, right? We doodled some of these in the shack, didn't we? Some of these flowers. And we've got the larger set, which has got the border around it. And then we've got the smaller sets. So you've got A5 and then you've got A6. So even though it looks a little bit confusing because it all looks the same, on the larger ones, I'm hoping that Paul's got a printout of what actually what you get. Because looking at this, you can see that you've got the masks for the larger ones, haven't you?
Yep. And then should I go to the overhead to have a look at the printout?
I think that would be a really good idea.
There we go.
Yeah.
So you can see here, this is your A5 square stamp set, and this is the set that comes with the mask. And then you've got your A6, so that everything's available individually. Okay, so there's your A5 square, your A6, and it's got lovely little sentiments on there, sending you hugs and kisses, birthday wishes, all my love. And then you've got the name of the flower. And then it also comes with, this is ever so useful. So this is a large A4 aperture stencil.
Yeah.
So you've got, this particular one comes with circles, and you also get all the little bits that fall out as well. So now all of a sudden you've got all these little embedders as well, haven't you?
Very good.
So as I say, if you go to the the Clarity crafts.com website, and if you go to the Clarity TV button in the top right hand corner, you'll see everything that Barb's going to use and everything that's available individually as well. But really the saving on this, you've got a £4 saving for this collection, bringing it down to £29.97. Plus, you get your club discount. So if you're a Diamond Club member, that brings it down to £25.47. Then, if you put Japan 10 in, it takes another £2.50 off. So that brings it down to just over £22.50 for all of this.
And if you were going to get 2 sets, say you went for the Japonica and the Snowdrop, then we'd pop in a pack of those postcards and toppers and tags as well.
£45, so we're almost there if you're using all your discounts.
Good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Paul, let me ask you a couple of questions. I'm going to be the devil's advocate here, because I'm sure the questions I've got are the questions that our friends at home have got as well. So we've got 2 sets there. Now I can see on the large set on that side there's a little squiggle up the side. Yeah.
Yes.
So that is a really useful little squiggle because you can build a frame with it, can't you?
That's right. So yes, so it's a single stamp, so you can build a frame, you can extend it, so you can go larger. Let's see if I've got any artwork that showcases any of that off. Let me just bear with me for a moment, see if anybody's used it not in the artwork I have here.
I'm just grabbing my...
I've got some artwork here that's been done by using some of the smaller ones.
Yeah.
Like that. See, look, these lovely little panels. So this is just taking the stamp exactly how it comes from the A6 set.
Yeah.
Then this one's rather lovely with the snowdrop using a die cut circle. You know those nested circles you were talking about this morning?
Yes.
The dies.
Yeah.
So that creates a little feature point there.
Well, the thing about the 2 different sizes, they're so useful, because often I think our friends ask, why have we got little and large? Well, especially for our mini makers now, and you see the combination, they're just so delightful and so nice to use. And there's quite a substantial difference. That's a nice one. There's quite a substantial difference between the large centerpiece and even the boxes that come with the A5 large and the small.
Absolutely.
If you just do us a favor and just compare the boxes, there you go. No, if you like,
so
that way around.
Yeah, so do it that way. So you can see, there we go.
And you can really see the difference in the sizes there. So for panels, for panel work, for layering up, really big difference indeed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And you can see exactly how that works. Well, on this one here, it's completed, so you don't need to think about it.
Yeah.
But because you've got those masks that we were talking about that covers up the flower heads, then you can put that around the outside as well.
So I've got mine, looking at storage here. Let me just show you my storage solution for this one. If I just back you out of there for a moment, Paul. You see, I've got, this is the original way of doing it. I've got my A6 floral panels and my A5 floral panels. You can see them here. And so, so the larger ones, for example, they're in here. And you can see that I've got the rose, the dahlia, the tulip. I mean, there's the japonica. You know, these are. Oh, and then we did the Scots pine, which was really lovely.
Yeah.
So I think there are 6 or 7. How many are there? 6 or 7.
There are. So if I just go through on the screen the different product codes for all 6 of them.
That's a great idea. So let me swap out for you. There you go.
Okay, so if you like dahlias or dahlias, then the item number for that is 11575. These are all the same price, 29.97 plus your relevant discounts as well. Then moving on from there, we then have I love the japonica. Very sort of Japanese, very oriental, but a beautiful flower.
Paul, have we
Yeah.
got these as overheads as well, where we can see
Yeah,
them
I can
laid
do
out?
those. Yeah, definitely.
That'd be a
Do that at the
really
same
good
time.
idea if you do that at the same time. Do you
Okie
mind?
dokie. No, not at all.
That's
There we go.
better.
So here is your japonica.
That's better.
Let me grab the other ones ready then while we do that.
So the japonica, the bundle is 11646.
And that includes the stencil as well.
Yeah,
So
got
the
you.
stencil on that one, on the japonica, is the abstract squares.
Fantastic.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's that collection there. Then the next one we're going to look at will be, this one is the rose. So let's bring the rose into play. There we go. So you've got your A5. So you can see it's the same layout and style. And then this one comes with the oval stencils. And obviously the stencils you can use, mix and match with all the different designs, can't you?
Yeah. I've got a really nice piece of artwork for that one that shows you. Yeah, just stay there a second.
Okay.
And I'll show you a really cool. I saw it and I thought, cool, isn't that nice? We must have done it. Like, I'll show you. Sorry to interrupt, but I think it.
No, not
you can
at all.
see this is. If I go to this one and then I just drag, I'm going to drag myself in there to show you. You see, there's the stencil, and I've used a lace through the stencil with a jelly plate.
Oh yes, I remember.
Do you remember?
That one. Yeah.
So this is all done with lace, isn't it?
Yes,
and you just
which
take the
we've got
gel,
on the website.
the 6x6 jelly plate, and you go through the aperture, the oval, and you get that lovely frame with the rose, which looks so pretty, actually, doesn't it? When you come in, look, that
Look
nice.
at that. Yeah. It's a very soft and subtle background, isn't it?
But it's the stencil that gives you that aperture, which is really all I wanted to explain to you. So there you go. That's my contribution.
So that one is the rose. Then moving along from there, we then have the Scots pine. So the Scots pine, the item number for the collection on the screen is 11649. And this one comes with the abstract rectangles.
Nice.
So that's the one there. So again, depending on what way you do with it, but as we know, you can sort of mask off areas and just do partial art on that one.
Well, and the stencils are just wonderful to use on their own. You know, like exactly what I just showed you to use with a gel press, or to just brush color through as a background. Fantastic.
Yeah. And then this one, so this one is the snowdrop that we looked at the beginning. So item number 11577, and this one comes with the circular stencil.
So I could buy the stencil on my own if I wanted, couldn't I?
You can. £7.99. Yep, £7.99 if you just want the stencils on their own.
00938. Yeah.
Yep, that's it. Cool. And then what's after that? Then I love this tulip as well. I'm so biased. It's sort of like, oh, which one do you go for? And then you've got the tulip, and it's so funky and fresh. I really love this one. So the collection number for that is 11578, and then that one comes with the rectangle stencil, item number 00941. If you just wanted the stencil on its own.
So useful. So
they
useful.
Really are.
Even if you've got the stamps.
And they all come with the little bits that fall out as well. So instant embedders as well.
Excellent. How many are there altogether, Paul?
There are, in total, there's 6 different collections.
6 different flowers.
Yes.
Nice. So, do you know what? I just looked at that mask and stencil, and what I saw was Marks and Spencer. Oh, Bennett. The girl needs a holiday.
Well, the quality of our stuff is, I'd say, is in line with the quality of Marks and Spencer.
Yes, this is not just any old stencil.
Exactly. Or stamp, or mask, or TV show.
Cool. So Paul, that's all of them, is it?
That's all of them, yes. And say, our friends at home, if you go to the Clarity TV button on the website, you'll see everything available in there in the various collections, all available individually as well. And I'm sure if there's something you can't find, Gracie's in the chat, so she'll be able to help you. Or just give the office a call on 01732 868 215, and the lovely Sue or Jazz or Pete will be there to help.
So is it over to me now, Virgil?
I think what are you going to show us?
Well, I've got 2 demos lined up. The first one is a little one for our mini make friends, you know.
Yes.
And again, we often talk about this. We've got these really fabulous Facebook groups, Groovy Worldwide, Clarity Worldwide, Pergamano Worldwide, where we get together and we share and we hang out, very much like the Shack, or like now it's a very community centric company. It's for us, it's all about that hanging out together thing. And I think during lockdown that we galvanized that really underpinned everything that we did. And I think that when we came out of lockdown, apart from being really grateful to still be around, I think that we sort of took the decision to focus on the community even more than we ever had.
Yeah.
You know, and so the I've lost my thread, Paul. What was I saying?
Okay, but all about the community, and I think that was shown this morning in the Shack when you were sharing the lovely artwork.
Thank you. But what we also did was we started at the beginning of this year. A lot of us, we felt, with everything going on in the world, we kind of lost our mojo. And this wasn't a ploy on our part. I know that if I can do something small, you know, I don't got to paint a mural when I'm having a bad head day. You know, I don't mean bad hair day, I mean a bad head day. And so then I go small and I go petite and bijou. And so I noticed that I was headed in that direction. My cards were getting smaller. It was getting more manageable, more pint sized. And so then we had the idea of bringing another Facebook group called Mini Makes. So this one's called Facebook. What's this? Clarity Mini Makes and ATC.
Clarity Crafts. Yep. That's it. Mini Makes and ATC Facebook
Clarity
page.
Crafts, and we're doing these really cool swaps and that, aren't we? Which seems to work really well. And so I'm going to do 2 demos today, and one is one of those small ones, which is another reason why those stamps are so good, because you've got the large stamps for your mixed media artists, the people who like to go, you know, large art, and then you've got the smaller A6 set, which is perfect for your Mini Makes group. And so I was going to do a small, easy tricks and tips card using just our 3.5 by 3.5 stencil card.
Perfect.
And the Japonica, since we're in Japan.
Lovely.
I'll go Japanica.
Japanica.
Oh, well, I just think it looks so Japanese, Japonica.
It really does, yeah.
So I thought we'd start there, and then we go to the snowdrops, because we've got the snowdrops all over the garden at the moment. They're so beautiful, just
that
beautiful.
Perfect time of year, isn't it?
Yeah, they really are. So let me just take a look at what I've got here. Just bear with me a second while I'm going to spread out a little bit, Paul.
There we go.
And I'm just going to drag myself over there. and what I thought I'd do is just, as a kind of a checklist for yourselves, although I'm pretty sure that Jazz did a download for me.
Not for that particular one, but all the ingredients are on that show page.
Okay, no problem. So what I wanted to do was just show you this is the simplest little card, but it's very pretty. Okay,
that's
and
lovely.
it's just using a 3.5 by 3.5 cut to size, just trimmed back, and one of our pinky grey stickers. And then in the back, what I've done is I've used the hibiscus, because we were talking about the different infusion papers this morning in the Shack, and about how you can add colour to it. And so I took a couple of sheets of the hibiscus papers and just chopped them up, see? And these make the loveliest backgrounds for you know, because they're quite
Yeah.
grungy. Do you know, they work really well, and they've got a little bit of leafery on them, a little bit of foliage. So you'll find that they kind of pick up that watercolor effect.
Yeah.
So
And it's a nice color palette, isn't it? The
yeah.
hibiscus.
Yeah, if you're going to go for pinks, this is perfect. So that's really how that's put together. It's just a 5x5 card blank with a small piece of the hibiscus paper cut into, because it's 8x8. The thingy infusion papers, you just cut it into quarters, and so it's 4x4, so it sits really nicely. If I wanted to use 3.5 by 3.5, it sits on there beautifully like that, you see. Or if I want to expose a bit more of that beautiful paper in the background, then I trim this back a little bit.
That's
okay
lovely.
So a piece of cake, and I'll show you how to get that really nice faded background. I did 2 different ones, one with a cream inside, ivory japonica, and pink japonica, which is probably what you'd be more used, what you think more you're going to get. But I want to show you a trick with this. Okay, so dead simple, really. What we're going to use now, I've got a Pritt stick here, which is how, with things like this, I use a Pritt stick to attach, because it's collage paper, and you get really easy, simple coverage. I'll show you that later. Then the other things I'm going to use is just the Clarity tape runner for when I'm using the card. Yeah, just from an assembly point of view, I'm going to use a black archival ink pad. I've got my I've got a couple of these water brushes which are useful. I've got a 4x4 mega mount, and I've mounted from the set. Let me just show you from that particular set there.
Oh, that lovely little panel.
Let's put that behind there. This is the little panel that I've used. So I've used that panel there, and I love you. And
love you too.
I love you too. You're my best friend. Sending you hugs. You are my sunshine. So this is really nice.
That's lovely. Thank you.
Yeah, right. And then we've got that there. And now I've used pergoliners, and you'll find the pergoliners, they are our pencils. So just in case you're new to the team, because we seem to be getting new friends all the time, Paul.
I think so. Yeah, definitely. I mean, the item number for the pergoliner pencils is 70063.
Say it again slowly.
70063.
And you get 16 basic pencils, which are the oil-based pencils, and then you get 20 aquarelle Potlodden, which actually means water-based, right? Aquarelles. And the difference is the black ones, the A pencils, they're aqua, and then the B pencils, the ones in white writing, they're the oil-based ones. And I'm going to show you them in combination. I'm going to use a couple of the polychromos, just the greys and the ivories that come in that set of 12 that we sell.
Oh yeah, the essential set, yes.
And then the other thing is my mix mats. Do these come with the water brushes, Paul?
They come separately. There is a collection where you can get the water brushes, the mix mats, and the A4 and journal watercolor pads.
Right.
So there's a nice collection there.
That's a nice set then, isn't it?
I believe that's on offer.
Okay. So what I'll do then is I'll just stamp up. I'll use my black archival. We'll keep it simple. It's a little warm up. Okay. I'm going to use my black archival ink pad, and I'll just stamp this up, and then I'll come in a bit closer. Let's just see. Actually, I could come in a bit closer first, couldn't I? Silly me. Right. There you go. Okay. So I just ink up that stamp, and then I'm going to use a 3.5 by 3.5 inch piece of card, and I'll just see, I'm going to trim it down a bit, but let's just pop it in there like so. Thing is, when we drew this, I'll show you something. I'm just going to press lightly. They're super delicate, really, the images, but they are so pretty.
The quality isn't lost, even though the image has been reduced in size.
No, 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 not at all. So you can see here, you get a really lovely image. Okay.
Beautiful.
Fast drying ink. This is why we're using a black archival. And then what we're going to do though, I'm gonna show you if I go to this one here, if I hold it up, let me see if I can show me come in a bit closer and see if you can see it's got a bit of a sheen on the look at the petals. Can you see
Yes.
that the petals are glossy?
Yes. You can
Right,
see
that's
that.
the oil-based pencils.
Right.
So they
Okay.
are the or the polychromos. They're what we call oil-based
Yeah.
and what they do is they create a resist. So if I wanted to see with the pink ones, I can go in over the top. I can do that anyway, but I just want to show you if I was going to do a wash, but I
Yeah.
want the flowers to stay really light,
Yeah.
then I need to make a kind of a resistance. I need to block. So I could use embossing pens. There's all sorts of things I can do. But if I just use this pencil, right, any one of these or the B pencils, the ones with the white writing on, they
Yeah.
all create a kind of a wall, right? So I'll show you what I mean by that. If I do this, wherever I introduce this particular kind of pigment or pencil,
Yeah.
right? Is this all right, Paul?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
You
good.
see it
You
okay?
can see the cream coming through. Yes, you can.
Right. So I'm just going to add this right where I want that to stay really peachy. I mean, I could change the color, don't get me wrong, afterwards, but I just want to add a little tiny bit of
I suppose it's creating like a mask, isn't it?
that's exactly what it's doing. And
Yeah.
that's the difference between this and then what I'm going to show you. Let me just put a little tiny bit of, see if you press hard, you seal it, you kind of create a seal. Right. So let's do that. And I'll leave a few bits open so you can see the difference.
Okay.
Now, let me take, for example, I want to do a wash in the background. So
Yeah.
the difference between this one and this one, for example, is just how much water I've added.
Oh,
Okay.
right. Okay.
That's what this is all about. So I've got choices now. If I take one of these pens, let me just add a little bit of water. So they have a really weird thread on them. The thread
It's
goes the
the
opposite
reverse,
way.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, right. Oh, what was that? That's it. Okay, so let me just add a little bit of water. I'm just adding a bit of water there, like so. That came out, didn't it? Right. And then I'll just, what's the time? 1/2 past. This is good. This is
Yeah,
all
with
good.
plenty of time.
Right, so we'll just add a bit of water. Now the brushes, they come in different sizes. So you get long brushes, you get short brushes, you get some with more fibers. Some of them are smaller. Look, I'll show you. They're not. We've still got these in stock, haven't we?
We have, yes. So you can get the short handle ones or the
Yeah.
long handle ones, and they come in sets of 3. And each of the 2 different sets have 3 different size nibs to them. So they have
There.
a fine, a medium, and a large.
And then what you can do is take the end, the lid, and add it to the bottom, and it extends it. So
It does, yeah.
the short one isn't that short. Okay. And then what we can do is, you see, now depending on what color I want, I need to go with the aqua ones. So the aqua ones are the ones with black writing. So I've got a black one there and I've got a black writing there. So A9 and A10 are my pinks,
Yeah.
if you like. So let me show you. If I want to put a wash down, I'm going to use my Mix Max. It's got a bit of purchase. You see, it's got a bit of grit. And I'm just going to, the easiest way to get a wash, let me show you how to get a wash without any marks in it. So I'll put down a little bit of that light pink.
Yeah.
And then I'll take the darker pink, again, that one. See, if I go with that one, see the white writing, that
Yeah.
fuchsia, now that one, that's an oil-based pencil. So that won't move when I put water to it.
Okay.
So now I've got another color here. Yeah. So what I can do is I'm going to take my pen, This is a very light color, but you see, as soon as I touch it with water, you see how it's moving.
Yeah.
And the more water I pull in, the more diluted and light it gets,
Yeah.
like so. Right, so if I want to, I'm going to make a real wash of this. Right, so I pull that in like so. This is the way to use pencils. What you should never do, this is from my experience when I used to work with Faber-Castell, you should never go directly. I know you think that you get a really intense color when you go straight to the shaft, but what happens is the water, it goes down the inside of this beautiful pencil, and you won't notice it on the day you're using it. But the next time you go, this starts to get crumbly. And the reason will be because the water seeped down inside the shaft, so to speak, and it started to affect the pigment.
Right, so it's holding the moisture within the pencil.
That's it. So now, say I've got that color there, and now I've got another, I'm just adding a little bit of pink to this color. So I've got both pinks going on now. Right, I'm just squeezing gently. And
Those
I'm adding
water
a bit.
brushes are great for control with that,
They
aren't they?
really are, and they're such a good quality. I mean, there are water brushes available that they just squirt out, and then there are these that really work well. So let's say now I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to take this color, this really light color, and I'm going straight over the top. I'm not going to worry. I'm not worrying about the ink of the stamp. I'm not worrying about the ivory of the flower. I'm just picking up that color. I'm almost doing, it's like what I would call a glaze. It's like taking water, just water, right? And I'm just adding the water. See, I'm just picking up that water. I can squeeze if I want it a bit waterier, if that's a
Just
word.
a little to your left a bit, Barb.
Sorry.
There we go.
See, and then I'm just going to add that wash over the top and over the top of the ivory, which is not move, is staying, right? You can see that. So I've got my color now, and that's just a real, what we would call a glaze. I'm just adding the water like that. Okay.
And you can see it's got that very subtle, soft hint of pink in it.
But when I take now I'm going to go to the darker color, and because there's a lot of, you see what now at the bottom half, right, when I start to add the other color, because there's water already there, you can't really see, there's no striping. Do you see how you can just get that beautiful ombre? Let me show you this. If I could add a bit of water like that, like really, I could let's drop a bit of water in like that, and the stamp will hold it. Do you see how the stamp is holding it?
Oh, it's acting like a gutter.
Yeah. And then I can go in with a really darker color. Let's add a bit more color like that, and it will flow into the water. Let me show you. So you can pick this up. There we are. See, and you can start to really add intensity. But wherever I put, like where I put the oil paper, the oil pencil, it won't go. It just won't. It will just resist it. So I can pop the pink in there now. But what I won't do is go in with my aqua pencil. I would wreck the paper, wreck the card. You see?
I mean, I think this also shows the quality of the stencil cards as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The amount of moisture that is taking.
Yeah,
and
I know.
it's just working beautifully, as if it was like a watercolor paper.
It so is, and you can see here I'm adding. I'm getting quite radical now, just adding the color, and you just, if you let it dry, and you just bring it in like this, you see how you can get a really lovely. So let's go around here a little bit. Now where the color, now this is interesting, where the paper has started to dry, see how you get that watery, that blotchy, the sort of stripy.
Yes.
Yeah, it's because the paper has started to dry. So if I just wet it up again, just move it through, the pencils are great because you'll see it just moves through. And you can take the darkest color down here, you wait a little bit, let it get a bit darker. And this is how you can either put the darkness to the top, darkness to the bottom, but you can see how it's just moving that color through.
Yeah.
I'm just wanting to sort of tricks and tips how to apply the color is by using the mix mat and then taking the color over with the water. Yeah.
And it really does that, because you can see all of a sudden that color as it's drying slightly,
Yeah.
that it's intensifying towards the bottom, and then it's going very light and soft into the top.
But which is where I wanted to go with this card, you can see here, right?
Yeah.
Now, any color that I want to apply to this has to be dry before I start moving into the realm of coloring, if you see what I
Right.
mean.
Yeah.
So I need to let that dry for 10 minutes or use a hairdryer on it, or, but you definitely don't want to start while this is wet. You don't want to start agitating it with pencils,
No.
because it will just rough up do you know what I was doing the whole time? I was looking for the lid. So, and that I can leave that on there for later. This
Yeah.
pigment, I can leave that on there for later. And then if I want to reactivate it, I just put a little squidge of water and off it goes again. I've deliberately used super light colors to show you. Now, let's go to the one that I'd already done here, and
Yeah.
I'll show you some finishing tricks now. So,
Okay.
because it says aqua on it, that doesn't mean that you can only use it when it's water reactive. That's not true at all. You can use the same pencil, for example. Let me just sharpen it. You can use the same pencil, the aqua pencil, as a colouring pencil without using water. You use them dry.
Yeah.
Got there in the end. You can use them dry.
Wet, dry.
Yeah. So say for example, I've just sharpened it a little bit because obviously now I've got choices now if I want to, and what you'll find is, so I can go in now and I can add a little bit of depth if I want to here, but I wouldn't do this and then add water. I'm using this as a dry brush, a dry pencil now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I could go in and add water, but I'm kind of trying to get a kind of a granular effect, not a wash,
Yeah. So you
So
can build up your layers, use it. So really, you've used two colors on this, a light pink and a dark pink.
yes.
And now you're using those same pencils now to add a little bit of depth to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can use the depth now to, if you want to take a little bit of water to that, you can, but I'm going dry. I'm going in dry now. Now I'm using oil-based pencils. So I'm using the polychromos, and
Yeah.
these ones I'm going to get a shadow. Now these water will not move these, right? So I can get a really good shadow going on this now, right? And I can bring that shadow in over the top, the grey over the top of the pink. You get a really lovely effect. I think what I'm trying to explain, Paul, is that you don't it's not like one color, like the two different halves of the pencil set
Yeah.
can't mix. It's not true at all. They very much can mix.
I suppose because you've got that mixture of, say, of the wax-based and also the water-based, you automatically think, oh, it's water-based, I can't use them together. I've got to use them with wet. But
No.
at the end of the day, they are colouring pencils, aren't they? But they have different benefits depending on how you treat them.
And what's also lovely is that you can see what I'm doing here is I'm going over with the watercolor pencil, I'm going over the oil, and you can see how it gives it a really lovely hue. Do you see?
Yeah.
So you can use them over the top. It's done its work as a mask now.
Yeah.
And now I can go in and add color to it, so you can stain it afterwards, which is rather lovely. So you get shadows that way as well.
That looks really good. I wouldn't have even thought about putting that, because you'd put the wax one down. I wouldn't have thought about going back over with an A pencil.
Yeah, no, exactly that. So now, for example, I'm going in with a B pencil, or you could go in with an A pencil. I'm just adding a little bit of depth to the actual stalk, to the stem, So you can go in there. You can use a B pencil or an A pencil to get on the leaves now, you see? So it's entirely up to you which pencils you can mix or match. And you can see how on here I've just added more pink. I've just gone in more on the yellow with the pink, and I can go in darker and darker on that. But it's really, you can get as intense or as dark as you like on that, you see? But it's the same principle. I've done exactly the same thing, but on this one, I've used a little bit more of the ivory and a little bit less of the pink, you see?
Yeah.
But you can
But
see,
it's got
we
that
do a lot
lovely
of,
tinge to it, hasn't it?
yeah. And you can see how it starts to just pick up the, there you go, look, you can get a shadow. This is going in now with a darker fuchsia color, which is really pretty. But you see how you're building up the shade? And that's
Yeah.
an oil-based pencil over the top of an oil-based pencil. So again, you just got to play, you know, you don't think for a minute that just because it says A on it, you can only use water with it.
Yeah. I mean, that looks so good. And then it's enhanced then by the backing paper, and that hibiscus really does sort of give it a little lift, doesn't it?
And then all I've done is when I've sat this down here, I've used a grey pencil on that side there and down that side of the card and on the sticker as well. Go down there and down there, and it gives you a drop shadow on that edge, you see?
Yeah.
So then you can tease that out as well, and that makes it look, it makes it pop more. That's quite nice.
Yeah, because now it looks as if it's, I mean, it has been stuck on there, but it looks as if it's got some height to it.
Yeah, exactly. Now it looks as if it's got a sticky fixer or something
Yeah.
behind it. So that's really the warm-up. That's the warm-up job. That's it. That's how it works.
Wow,
And
that's
then,
definitely warmed me up.
so there we go. That's the first one, Paul. And so what I'll do is I will, I'll let you get back to showing our
Okie
friends
doke.
the rest of it. Yeah,
Yep, perfect. So there we go. So we're going to swap those screens around.
there you are.
Perfect. Okay, so that Japonica collection that Barb was using there, the item number for that is 11646. Now, there's 6 different designs in the collection. So maybe what Barb's done with the Japonica, maybe you want to try that with the rose. So if I bring up the details of all of the different options. So the first one is the dahlia, and we didn't actually look at the dahlia on the overhead on that one. So let me just bring this one in. So you can see here, you've got the lovely dahlia. It's the same configuration where you've got this outer right angle to create the frames. Then you've got the A6 one, and then the dahlia comes with the square A4 stencil. And the item number for that, if you wanted that just on its own, is 00940. But I've just got a couple of little pieces of artwork here. So you can see here, this is using the stencil in the background to create that effect. Let's just have a look. This one here from Eileen Godwin. So she's actually cut out the head. If I come in a little bit closer on that one, then we can go all arty and grungy from Sam Crow. So real sort of mixed media. Then this one, let's have another one from Sam Crow. So taking the smaller panel from the A6. So it's all about sort of playing and trying the various different techniques, as Barb was talking about earlier. So the Dahlia collection is 11575. Then if you're interested in the Japonica, the one that Barb was just using, the item number on that one is 11646. The third one in the collection is the Rose, item number 11576. And all of these are £29.97. You've got a £4 saving on each of these sets, plus your Clarity Craft Club discount. So if you're a Diamond Club member, that brings it down to £25.47. Then add Japan 10 in the discount code, and that will take another £2.54 off. So that brings that whole collection down to just over £22.50. The next one in the collection is the Scots Pine, item number 11649. The fifth one in the collection is the snowdrops. So item number 11577. And then the final one in the collection, number 6, is the tulip, item number 11578. So also just a reminder that, let me just move this out of the way and we'll bring in this on the overhead, that we have the Japan 10 offer, which runs for the whole of March. Put Japan 10, you can use it again and again and again, no problem there. And then up until midnight tonight, to celebrate Barb's birthday last Thursday, if you spend £50 in your basket, then after all your relevant discounts, you will receive a pack of Landscapes by Barb, the toppers and tags. However, if you want to just pop those in your basket anyway, and I saw over the weekend when I printed off the orders this morning that some of you are putting a couple of extra packs in there as well, which I don't blame you. So the item number for that is 31775. Plus you'll get your club discount, and you'll also get your Japan 10 discount as well. So yeah, so there we go.
Okay, Paul, are we ready to rock and roll demo number 2?
I reckon so.
So I thought this time, you know, I was using, the point I'm making, I think, here is that I used the oil-based pencils to create a mask, to create a resist or a block, so that when I went over it, see, I could have gone over that with ink pads, dye-based ink pads, and it would have stopped. It's like acrylic paint, it would have blocked.
Yeah.
So what we're doing now is I'm going to actually use the masks themselves. So I actually want to use masks to do the job on this particular project. So I'm gonna move you out of the way, Paul. Just one second.
Yep, there we go. That way.
Yep, there you go.
There we go.
And then I'll just show you where we're headed and what we're going to do. So I've got loads of different little things going on this particular art piece, but it's packed full of goodness, lots of tricks and tips, and I thought that'd be a really good place to start. So actually what we're looking at here is we've got a piece of 8x8 or 7x7 stencil card. That's what we've got. So they're very good to use. And now I'm using the large snowdrop. So you can see I'm using this particular snowdrop here from the large set. Okay. So we've gone small, now we're going large, because I want to show off these beautiful stencils as well.
Yes, perfect.
So I've mounted my large single flower, right, without the frame, without the box. I'm just going for an open flower now, and I'm going to stamp that onto the stencil card. So let me just get my act together here. Right, so I want to stamp this into position, right? And then once I've done this, I'll show you a couple of little tricks.
Super.
So I'm going to stay in the middle of the card, so it gives me a little bit of wiggle room. Let's say that. Let's put it like that. So hopefully we've got enough ink on there, and then these are nice, delicate little stamps. So we just ink this up. There you go, and you just press it. See, if you press in the center of the stamp, then all the little extremities, you get just a perfect image, like so. Wow. Okay, so you've got a really nice image there. And then what we're going to do, I'm going to use the word snowdrop, and I'm going to pop it right there. So it's like a base, right? Nice. So let's have a look. I've got my snowdrop stamp. Yeah. And I'm going to ink this up, and I'm going to just use it as a base, so that the W is it kind of wraps, it keeps going from the stalk. There we are, you see, so it just wraps in like that. It's nice. Yes. It keeps everything
It looks as if it's all complete, doesn't it?
Exactly, exactly. So now what we've got here, we've done that bit and we've done this bit.
Yeah.
So we want to do the background and the colouring, and then also I want to show you, so let's take this out of the way. I want to show you how to get this really nice background. I love that look. It's something when it's cut into the card like that. I think it just is so classy. So I want to show you how that works as well. But what we want to do, well, I won't put these on before I put this through the machine, because it will compress. If I'm cutting out that outside edge, right, with a die, then it will push the mask so extremely into the card, you'll never be able to peel it off again. Okay. How does she know these things? Yours. So let's talk about the background before we do anything else, right? Because this is the next thing we're going to cut out. So the background of the card is this blue paper, and it peeps through this die. So what we're looking for now is which color. And these companion papers, I think you've got them there, Paul. You've got so many, you've got so many different colors, and it's time to kind of figure out which colors you're going to use in the circles versus which color are you going to use in the background. That's the job number one, right? Job number two is to figure out which one of these apertures is going to be the best one for what you do. And this creates your frame within which to work.
Right,
so sorry, Paul.
I was just going to say, we've got the details on the screen because these are at a super price.
Yeah, exactly. So have a look at the price on that. See, here's one I did earlier. I'm going back to the one. Go on.
Okay, so normally these are £24.99. Okay, so they're on a special offer. There's £20 off for the pair.
Yeah.
Bringing them down, so you're saving £10 on each die set. Plus, you'll get your club discount, which brings it down to £25.48. Then you get another 10% off for Japan 10, which brings it down to £22.50. So that's like £11.25 a die set.
Well, the thing is, there's a pair of them. Let me show you how they work. They're kind of intermittent. And these are the ones that you're interested in here. They're the ones that cut into the card and give you a pattern within the card. So this is really great for if you want to, what you're looking for is that. Do you see what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
Now, that's where we're going. But there are loads of different ones. So this one is that one there. Okay.
Yes.
But let's just humor me here. If I take all these off, see, I could go to the one that's smaller than that there. I could take that one, right? So now I'm deciding how big my artwork is. So it doesn't have to be huge. Of
course, yeah.
Right, so now I'm going to use that one, so that tells me where my frame's going to be, right? That's what I've cut out.
Yeah.
But let's just decide if I've got that one or that one. Now, here's the thing. There are two of these sets of dies and they alternate. So there's another one. You see, it goes this one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that. They have to have a gap in between them. So that's how it ended up being a pair of sets.
Yes.
Get it?
Yeah.
So now if
there's no outside cutting edge, is there?
There's no outside cutting edge. So now that one, for example, is the one in between there, like that. So that one gives you another pattern. It gives you this pattern.
Yes.
So that's that pattern. And this one on this set, if I wanted to go to this one, it would give you that one really tight, a bit too tight. But it's the one that, see, if you're making a smaller card. So these frames, I think, are absolutely beautiful for cutting in. You know,
I think it's nice that they reveal the color from behind.
Exactly. And we've never really gone into these in great detail, have we?
Not really. No, we haven't for a while, have we? We've been concentrating on sort of the panels, but I think to cut into the cards, I mean, I've
Yeah.
got a little display board whenever you're ready on the overhead if
Well,
you
let
wanted
me,
to.
I think it's a great idea, but what I could do is if I just show you where we're headed, right, and
Yeah,
how they work, I think what I wanted to do was just explain why there are two pairs of these and that they alternate. It's like one, two, three, four,
yeah, they
five,
give
six.
you all those different sizes.
Yeah, that's it. And you can see where the yellow is. That's what you're going to end up cutting out of the paper, right? So
Yeah,
that really cool trellis work as well. And if I were to take this, let humour me here for a minute, because I'm talking about, I'm talking to the person that isn't a die cutting expert, you know, because we're not all die cutting experts. So I'll show you. If I take my 5mm plate, right, then I'll take a poly bag. I just want to show you how easy this is. Then I'm going to take my artwork that I just cut out,
yeah,
the cutting edge down. Now, do I want it in the middle? Where do I want this? Do you see? I control now where I put this. Do you understand?
yeah. So you're framing your work, aren't
Yeah,
you?
I am. Do I want it like that so that I could put the message here? Where am I going to put my? You see, I control now the frame. Let me just try something. See, so I could turn it that way around. I
Yeah,
could put it like that. You've got to remember, though, that the outside is going to be a part of the design, so you can trim it back afterwards. But
yes.
it's very, very cool. All right, let's just stick to the plan here. Right now, so that it doesn't move when I put it through the mangle, through the machine, I'm going to take a little bit of low-tack masking tape.
Are you
But
going to
so
detack that a little?
I am going to detack that. I am, he said. And why am I going to do that, Paul?
Because of the pressure applied, although it's already a low tack tape, the pressure from the machine applies extra pressure to the low tack tape, so it can stick to the card where you don't really want it to stick.
Yes. How do we know these things, Paul? Right. So then what I'm going to do is just, can you hear that? No, you probably can't hear that cat outside,
We
can you?
did hear a meow, yeah, I heard
Did
that.
you? Right. So I'm just going to make that sandwich now. And then I'm just going to run this through the machine so you see how it works. I think it's just good to see it done, you know,
Yeah,
because it's one thing to see it finished and you think, oh, isn't that lovely? But when you see it actually work, you think, that's got potential.
and all of our dies have got that special Teflon coating, haven't they? So,
Yeah.
so it easy release and everything else.
Yeah, exactly. And I tell you what, that doesn't half make a difference.
Oh yeah, I've used
Oh.
dies many years, really detailed, and sometimes it would take me just as long to clear the bits out of the die than it did to take it out of the card.
Well, I tell you what, I just got sent some samples, you know, by a supplier, and they didn't have that Teflon coat on them. What a difference, Paul.
Oh
What a
yeah.
difference. Right, so now let's have a look. When I peel this off, right, you'll see.
That's mad,
It's
isn't
so
it? You're just
lovely.
running your finger
I love it.
underneath.
I love that. There you go. I just
Job
think it's
done.
important that you see that. And then all these little white bits in here, you just need a toothbrush or one of these brushes like that.
Yeah.
And then all you got to do is it literally just comes out like that.
It really does.
I think it's important, you know, when you see our dies that you understand these are not just any old dies.
We're back to the mask and stamp set.
Yeah. Precisely. There you go.
So we've had a question in the room from Christine.
Yeah.
Are polychromos the same as the B pencils?
They are. That's exactly right. They are. They are.
They're both a wax-based pencil,
They're
aren't
resist-based. They create the resist. So
yeah.
I think I've heard that polychromos have changed their recipe now, but the ones that we use and the ones that you've bought, if you've bought them from us, they are the oil-based ones. So the polychromos are the same as the Pergolina B pencils.
B pencils.
That's it.
There we go.
So
thank you, Christine.
Doesn't that look nice though? You know, I know. I think these are so sharp. And when you look at the different patterns that you've got, what's the price on these today?
So normally they're $24.99 individually for one. So it's $29.98 for the pair. So basically, you're paying £5 for another one, aren't you?
So you've got
£15
you've got 10 cutting dies.
Yeah.
There's a 10 there.
And your club discount, bringing it down, if you're a diamond club, $25.48 plus your Japan 10 brings it down to £22.50 thereabouts.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's like £11.25 for each set.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our masks, which come with the stamp set, and we're going to set them over the top. So you can see that these are made to fit. So you get pairs, don't you?
Yeah.
And these fit on the smallest of the same set.
Yes, in that A5 square set.
Exactly. So it's just a question of taking that and then just hovering over the top until you're happy with the position. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, here's an exercise for you. If you wanted to leave this light, having just done the last little card, what can we do? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, for example, if I want to leave that, I could use a B pencil straight away, the green one, and I could throw my green in there now. So I know that that's going to, right? I could use the ivory or the, there you go. Doesn't that look sharp? Right, so green to the top, green to the base, and then add a little bit of white or ivory down the middle. Okay, so I'm creating a seal here while I'm doing this. And that means when I go over in a minute with the stencil.
Of course, I suppose especially if you wanted a darker background.
Exactly.
It'd be quite difficult then to put the colour back into the leaf, wouldn't it?
Exactly. So you can see here, I'm going in here, bit of green there, and then where the light hits it, just add a bit of the, so I'm sealing it, aren't I?
Yeah.
To do with sharpening it really, but how are we doing for time, love?
We're just coming up to 10 past.
Are we? Our friends don't mind if we go over the edge, do we?
No, I'm sure they don't.
My right, my rules. That's all right, as long as it's done, you see?
Yeah.
There you go.
No, exactly.
So what we've done is we've put our seal in. So now we're combining both different techniques now.
Yes.
So we've got masks and we've got resist pencils.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next thing we need is our big stencil with the apertures. They're great.
These are fab, aren't they? All the different sizes, plus all the little bits that fall out as well.
So if you wanted to, you know, you've got a really nice piece of artwork there that's just got that. I think if I throw back to you, Paul, I think it's on your front page. It's literally on your camera 4.
Grab that.
It's on your pack shot.
Yeah.
Right. And
I'm going to the overhead.
Go to the overhead. And then I'm just going to throw to you for a minute. There we are.
There we go.
So you see how that's literally taking that large one that I've got there and you just got to protect around the outside, and you're using one of those larger circles. Yeah. Isn't that cool?
Go back in it. There we go. Look, you can really.
Yeah. So whoever's done that, but they didn't protect the leaves. You see, the leaves have got colour going through.
Still got that colour blend in there. Yes.
Yeah. So that's a really nice thing to do.
Yeah, it's like a focal point, isn't it?
I've got another one here that's a little bit of a variation. Let me throw back to me now, Paul.
Yeah.
God, this is good, isn't it?
To me, to you.
To me, to you. Right, so this one, you see, so instead of 1, which you had, we could go to 3. So now we'll just take 3 different circles, right, like a bit larger, take that one, just to overlap them. So we've got 3 now, but obviously we put the mask down first. Yeah.
Yes.
Or the one that original one that we're going for, it's the same thing again. We've got that little one there. See, then we've got that one there. So you're using different size masks.
Yeah.
And then all you got to do is just decide what colors you want to use. Yeah. And
Perfect.
because, see, what I found, what was useful was to have this around the outside, because that gives me balance now. So
Yeah.
as I'm working, say I want to use I want to use that one there, right? And I just want to pop that there. So now this is going to give me balance, because I know how I want to stay, say, about 1/2 inch away from the edge. Do you see what I'm doing?
Of course, because you can see through the stencils to give you your positioning.
I know. It's all good stuff, isn't it? So you got your positioning, you've got your frame around the outside, you know where you're going. All you need to do now is your low tack tape. Do we have any low tack tape in stock?
Of course we do. If you would like one roll of it, it's item number 31211. However, if you would like a pack of 4, item number 31212.
So what you've got to do, thank you, Paul, what you've got to do now is kind of isolate. So in other words, make sure, if I started sweeping through like that, I'm going to get blue all over the place. So we're just going to stay here. Are we doing a giveaway?
Are we?
Why wouldn't we?
Oh, perfect.
Well, okay. Let's do a giveaway card. We'll give away a card. How's that?
Perfect.
We'll give away a card. Don't know which one yet. The nicest one. Okay. We'll give away the nicest card. What are our friends got to say?
Oh, I don't know. Do we want to? What about Snowdrop?
Oh, lovely. Okay.
Yeah?
And then they can have the Snowdrop card.
Okay, that would be nice.
Yeah.
So for our friends at home, put Snowdrop in the chat, in the comments, and then towards the end of the show, we'll go through and I'll randomly pick a winner from the list.
Nice. Good idea. Good idea. So all I'm doing now is I'm holding the brush quite a fair bit down so that I stay inside. And I don't want to go too heavy. It's the background.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to use a spot-on sponge just to sort of sweep around the edge and make sure that I get a real crisp edge like that. Yeah.
Do you know we still have that offer with the brushes that are back in stock with the free spot-on sponges?
Do we?
We do.
Oh,
Item number
nice.
31763, £24.99, and you get a pack of spot-on sponges for free.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, what a result. That's handy then.
It is.
So
especially
what
if you
I'll
want to
do
replicate this.
Yeah. So, well, and you can never have enough brushes. So I'm using the same area here. I've got a little bit. If I show you my mess here, that shows you. But what it does is the worktop shows everybody what I'm doing. So I've got my faded jeans. I'm moving this particular aperture around. Now, this is the same trick that you would use for any of those stencils.
Yes.
Yeah. So you like that, you isolate the area which you want. You get rid of the excess because you can always add it, but you can't take it away. Right. Now, let's say I want a little bit more depth around the bottom on this one. So I'm making sure that I'm staying within that area. Right. Get a little bit over the top as well. Let's have a look. But round the bottom more. Right. There's definitely more here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. And then I'll take my spot-on sponge again and I'll sweep into that area. See, and where I've put that green, where I've put the green into that, it doesn't affect it. If I could only show you,
isn't it?
It just wipes straight off. It's like a wax seal.
Yeah.
And I could go as dark as you like there, and that would stay, right? And I may let's just add a little tiny bit of blue around there, like so. There you go. Right. So I've done that, and you can see how it's working. Now, so now I'll put the lid on that, take that. I could do the same size all the way over, but let's say I want to change it a little bit now, right?
Yeah.
So let's say I want to go for a pink one here, just to show you how it works, just to show you. So then I'm going to go for, which one shall I use? I'll use that one there. So I'll lift this off now. I think I can use the same paper, same tape. Why not? Waste not, what not. And then I'll overlap them. Yeah. So again, I'm staying 1/2 inch away from there. I'm going to keep that. I think that will look really nice like that there.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure that I'm covering up where I might venture
carried away
over the edge, like there.
Yeah.
Get carried away. Get carried away. When
Carried
did
away.
I ever get carried away?
By men in the white coats.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's all right. They're queuing, knocking on the door here.
They got the wrong address then, haven't they? No one told them I was working WFH. Right, spun sugar. This is a nice colour. Yeah. You snooze, you lose. Right, so we're going to go with the spun sugar, which is pretty light. And so in I go, and over the top. And what will happen is, you see, as I overlap the blue, it's really lovely. It's just, you almost can't see it. I'm almost wishing I picked a darker colour, but
no, you can. You can see it coming in, and those blues are turning sort of like a lovely sort of hazy lilac-y colour.
Nice, because that's what happens is you start changing the colour when you overlap. It's obvious, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we'll just do a little bit of that. Let's just get a bit more. And when you go in with a sponge afterwards, it sort of smooths it out a bit. There you go. That looks good. See? So it's worth just do you know what I'm really loving here? And I'm not bashing create. Well, yeah, I am. When we used to do the TV, right, we never had time like this.
No.
You know, to be able to show this, how you just never had the time, did you? Look, I
to
like
have the capability of our friends to go back and watch it 12 months down the road, 6 months down the road either.
Doesn't it? It really makes such a difference. This whole gig, you know. Doesn't that look nice? Those three like that.
That's lovely.
See,
You've
and
got
then
that lovely hue of colour, haven't you?
Yeah. And so I just want to show you how maybe, let's see what we can do. Let's just take this off here. Yeah, and to be able to go back and have a look.
Yeah.
So we've got those three. I rather like that, you know. But I'm thinking that you probably want to put one more. What about just there like that? Just to frame that.
Yeah, I suppose, because if you're going to lift the mask off, you need the snowdrop to be white, don't you?
I want it to be behind, in front of something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Otherwise, why did I mask it off to start with? So color-wise, see, I've got. What do you think about just showing all different colors? You see, here I put a green one, a yellow one. What do you think about putting another blue one there? Or do you think that looks a bit? Let's do a yellow one.
I don't know. I think the blue sort of and that pink, and then you've got choices then, haven't you? With your companion paper, you could use a pink to bring out the pink more.
Yeah, but I'm going to push the boat out and see what happens if I put a yellow in. It's not a bright yellow though, Paul.
So this one is just scattered straw.
Oh, yeah. Because
so this project is available as a download on the Catch Up and Craft section of the website.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Right. So then we'll just take that spot on sponge, just sweep that through there. So you don't want much. They really aren't too heavy. Yeah. And we'll take that away. So are our friends putting snowdrop in for a gift?
They are indeed. There's
nice.
lots of snowdrops coming through.
See, I don't think you want more than that. I think that, like less is more.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely, isn't it?
That is, and I can see that type of background when if you've got the different stencils. You've got the squares, the rectangles, the abstract, the ovals.
Yeah, I know. So pretty. And then you put the masks back on their home base like that. Just peel that off there. So now if you want to, you could just leave it as a lovely, beautiful white, right?
Yeah.
Or you could take your pencils and you can add a little bit of blue, right? But you understand exactly now how this is worked. And then what you do is you go to your lovely papers, your whichever one
Companions.
you
Yeah.
fancy.
And there's going to be,
Oh, I
it's
know
really
it.
strange, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
despite, I mean, these colours are unique to us with the companion papers,
Yes.
but they complement the distress and the oxide so well.
Right, let's have a look. This is going to be just one after another. Look, that one. This is the Antarctica. I'm going to
Yeah.
pan out a little bit so you understand how sexy this is here. This is just so cool. Right, so now let's keep going. What other colors have we got? Because now it needs to tie in with the
Yeah.
I wonder, I can see there's a beautiful yellow. That's a different blue. No, it's the same blue. Let me go to, I bet I've got a nice pink in here. Boom, 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 boom. Here
Towards the
come the
bottom, I
yellow.
reckon.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah.
See, that's more of a, no, does it need to be a bit yellower? Cool.
There's so many to choose from, isn't there?
Oh, see, that's really dramatic.
Yeah.
That looks good. I reckon. There, that pink. I think I just hit the jackpot. There, look.
Yes.
Do you see what I mean? Every
Yeah.
single one. It's just crazy. Yeah, just so good. Different colors, blues, pinks, lilacs. You can go, but what I find what's interesting is this.
The dyes, yeah. To have it cut into and the various different sizes and the designs in that collection.
Yeah.
And especially at that price as well.
And so, yeah, when you look at those dyes and you combine that with this aperture trick with the different, and you see that every color just completely changes the way it looks.
Yeah.
You know, so it's always a good idea to kind of pick your colors before you start, you know, and there are so many different books, aren't there? You've got I mean, I went for Antarctica because I know that there are blues and pinks in that one. Because it's Antarctica.
But there's 8 in the collection, and they're all on the website. So, and maybe you want to top up your stock and take advantage of that, spend £50 and get a free gift as well. But look, that lilac-y colour, that green,
yeah,
pink.
I know, they're so lovely.
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant. So those are the companion papers, and those are the beautiful stencils, and you can see just from the different, look at the different possibilities, all the different, there's one where I just did a green, a yellow, and didn't it look lovely?
It does. It's that real
refreshing.
sort of, it's like, I wouldn't say bubble gum effect, but it's got that sort of, that beautiful softness to it that enhances the design in the front, and then pushes the background to the back.
Very lovely.
Yeah, I mean, so maybe you're just going to go for one of the stamp sets, but you want to add some of the other designs as well. All of those stencils are available individually, and I think they're only like $7.99. So when you consider the size of them, and you get all the little bits as well.
So to conclude, thank you, Paul. What I wanted to show today was how you can use the pencils to I've just found out I use Shenandoah.
See, there's one that
Shenandoah, the blue is from Shenandoah. But I wanted to show you with the small, first of all, I wanted to highlight the different sizes. Then I wanted to show you how you can use the B pencils and the A pencils together. But the B pencils, I like polychromos, and they act as a mask or a resist. And then I wanted to show you that, of course, the larger stamps, they come with those beautiful masks, which create this fantastic block so that you can So here we've used the pencils there, but we've used the masks there on the snowdrops. And that, of course, works for all of those stamp collections really beautifully. And then I want to shine a light on these superb A4 stencils, because they really are. They're robust, they work beautifully, and they work in combination as well. So you could use the square ones over they're like overlay stencils.
Yeah.
The round ones over the oval ones, or the oval ones over the square ones, look really cool too.
But I think you showed that piece of artwork you had with the oval one with the rose, where you then push the lace and the gel press through as well, didn't you?
Really nice.
So
Really
yeah,
nice. Yeah.
really, really good.
So there you go. That's me done for today. What about you, Paul?
Right. So should I pick a winner, so to speak?
Yeah. And I think we'll give away this rather nice card because it is complete.
Lovely. Okay, so I'm going to just go into the chat. Right, just click there. And I'm going to turn away. I'm going to look at you whilst I scroll. And then you're going to tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Stop. Right, okay. And the winner is Doreen Ely.
Whoa.
Congratulations. Now, I recognise the name, so I'm sure we've got Doreen's contact information. So Barb's popping into the office tomorrow. So we'll get that sent off to
I'll
you
bring that.
tomorrow.
I've still got to bring in the one from Friday. I've
From
just
Friday.
found that as well.
That's all right. Our friends understand. So yeah, wow. What an hour and a half it's been. Fantastic.
Thank you very much for bearing with us. It's great to keep you company. What I like is that we could go over the hour and we still have a lot of people hanging out together.
We do indeed. And it's, as you said it right at the beginning, it's all about the community, whether it be on the Facebook groups, Clarity Worldwide, Groovy Worldwide, Pergamano, and more recently, the Clarity Crafts Mini Makes and ATC group as well.
And also, you know, the time is coming now, especially with this, the free gift. If you spend over £50, if you're thinking about coming to the open days, if you're thinking about getting your tickets now, then now's the time to get them, because you'll go over the £50 and then you'll automatically get a really good
free gift as well. Absolutely.
So, Paul, do you have the open day tickets there before we could finish?
You've got that. You've got those.
I've got them, have
this
I?
Morning. Yeah, you had them this morning. But what we can do on the Clarity Crafts website, if you go to the events section, I'm sure Gracie can post a link in. It's got all the open days in there. It's got all the open days, the one-day workshops, the summer retreats, the parchment retreats. You probably tidied it up to bring back tomorrow.
It's probably in one of these slowdown boxes.
So, but yeah, everything's available on the website. And if you're not sure, then just give the office a call on 01732 868 215.
Wonderful. All right, Paul. I think that this simul split screen really does work, you know.
I think, especially when we're talking like this to one another as well.
I know, Paul.
We can't see what's going on, but apart from
at least we're looking at each other.
We are indeed.
All right, you can look back now.
I'll just carry on talking to the wall.
I'll be in tomorrow morning, Paul.
Okie dokie.
So get the kettle on.
Kettle's always on, you should know that.
Lots of love.
Thanks everybody, and thanks to Grace for helping out in the chat.
Thanks very much.
All right.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.